Yo, what's up, guys? CastnBlast back with some more Queen Pop LaLoon. Today, I'm trying to answer some questions. I'm getting a lot of them post-update, like, hey, show me this type of base, offset base, tight-knit defense base, whatever. Hey, Cass, it's not really working after update. Guys, it is, but you gotta do it right. You gotta go back to the basics. And you can't just spam it anymore. You gotta have a plan. You gotta get your troops in there at the same time. When this attack first came out, trust me, it has came so far. It is so much more easier now than it was when I first came out with this attack. Because loons have got buffed, and buffed again. And just because they took a little DPS decrease, initial damage decrease, their DPS is still increased. They drop faster. They move smoother. There's little hidden updates like the troop movement that make this work amazingly. And we'll go over some of them here. I grabbed this base in war because I got a bunch of ones about, hey, the queen's in the middle with tight air defenses right in between them. Expo's up. It's hard for me to do. He's got his blowers facing opposite directions. Personally, I find these bases almost ideal, the most easy. They're usually pretty easy CC pulls because of the tight-knit DPS. And you kind of got to focus moving your troops through that core a little faster, a little harder, and I'll show you what I mean. So just pick out an air defense to take out. That's your first step. Look at where these blowers are facing, this way and this way. Check out where the CC radius is, and as you can see, it falls on the inside. So you just got to kind of pick an air or a defense that you can take out, an air defense and some defenses, and kind of keep that queen bottled up in there. So with the air defense touching, just that southern and southeastern corner, I'm going to pick one of those southern air defenses to take out. Now, this doesn't leave it ideal because those are the two main ones the queen's trapped in, but you still got a nice triangle around her, and you can still tank this first X-bow and that second X-bow with all your hounds, and it makes for an easier CC pull. So take out that air defense. I got a little initial damage on that light spell. But I got a good starting funnel there for my troops. Pulled the CC. It was just a drag. Easy. Kill it with a couple archers and queen. And then start your pull. And this is what I'm talking about, formulating a first plan. You can see I haven't even dropped a hound yet. But these are all ground shooting defenses, right? They're not going to touch my loons. So I can get a head start with a couple groups of loons moving in, and then sneak some hounds directly in between them, and they've already got a head start. So now you can see my troops are kind of moving across that wall together, but the hounds are going to be the first thing aggroed in by those main damage dealers. So as the hounds move in, my loons are already there taking down the base, and take down the base they do. You can see I'm bringing in back hounds. I'm bringing in a couple more loons, and I'm still going up against an air defense. Not an issue. I'm using my spells in the middle. Not so much to get my outside loons in, but as I've already got a main group of damage dealer loons, and those hounds are ready popping, I want to get those pups under rage and those loons moving there fast. And as you can see, while I zoom in, that queen got ate up with the first hound's pups. The second hound just popped, and everything that can shoot air is already down. Ouch. That leaves me with two hounds, and almost every loon I brought to the ball game still alive. I'm just going to use my king. I'm going to throw him in to simply clean up, and that's two full hounds up, guys. So yes, is this attack still viable? 100%. Spread out, tight knit, huge DPS, doesn't matter. Just pick a plan, stick with it, use those little head starts, kind of areas that you can go on the backside of blowers. And there you can see Swag the Spell in the middle, purple on the purple clan. But not an issue, guys. The attack works just as designed every single time. It's fun to do. Give it a try. You know, if you haven't ever done it and you're thinking about doing it, test it out on some clanmates. We'll take a look at a few more. So I thought this one was interesting and I'd throw it in here. This is by Combat Vet again, and it's got an outside high-level queen, out-facing blowers, and kind of all his splash damage and air defense away from the queen. This is a type of base that I'm getting a lot of questions on, but you got to pick an attack. You got to finish on the queen, or kind of blow over there. That's what I always say. If you're not using like the Skelly spell drop, and this is actually a good base, kind of that you could use that Rage Skelly spell, but sticking with the main form of kind of queen pop style, he's going to take out that air defense and put a bunch of loons in, even use that haste to kind of get that whole side cleaned out and get that CC taken care of, or pulled rather. So he gets a good start on this base. He gets a lot of defenses down, that whole zone cleaned out, and now it's just a simple CC kill. You can see he throws in the queen there to take out those baby drags, double baby drags. Never understand why people do that. But hey, cleans them out pretty easy. And here comes his hounds. You can see he's separating the hounds, you know, crossing the face of those defenses, kind of trying to pull up some spells or traps if he can. And he brings in the loons. Now he's only got 2 spells left, and he's used, I think, 6 loons on that pull. So that is a lot of investment in your front end. And some people say it's too much, but do not worry. It is going to work. So hounds are popping. Now comes his first rage usage. It's going to plow his troops through the middle there. But unfortunately, he kind of missed that air defense. So his first set of loons are going to kind of come in naked towards that queen. And he lost a giant portion of his base there, especially not taking out that whiz tower area. But with all those air defenses down, it's simply a game of letting his hounds tank and pop. Now, as one hound pops, he throws his rage in, dual purpose, let those pups do their work on the queen and kind of get his troops into those Tesla farm. And as you can see, the queen she's just aggroed following that other hound and the set of loons, and those pups do work. They will kill the queen. That's why I kind of always say, guys, don't worry so much on that queen kill or on your spells. Get the defenses down as quick as possible. Get the defenses down as quick as possible, and then get to work on clearing the rest of the base. The queen kill will happen, as you can see there. Let's take a look at one more, but I thought that would be a very good illustration of kind of making sure each step's taken care of. He cleared out an area of the base, he pulled the CC, and then the rest of the base is his to deal with. Only thing different I would have done is maybe making sure you can take out that zone without leaving your loons naked, or maybe getting that rage a little more over to help with that air defense so everything turns over. But you have so much damage and so many troops with this attack. There was 2 hounds left and a giant pack of loons at the end that easily took care of that 26 queen. So let's take a look here at one more, guys. So as you can see, we're taking a look at these bases. They're kind of new, more in the new type of builds, you know, just awkwardly built bases that you look at it. Where do I even start? You know, you got these outside collectors for your troops, mortars and cannons. You got your inside queen by the town hall. And I think this might have been a fatal flaw. He put that air defense next to the queen, which gives you some nice focal points, but you still got to follow each step, you know, whether you're planning out the attack, first part, second part. And if you mess up, you got to make amends on your mistakes here. So this was a fresh hit, and there was a lot of mistakes I made on this. But the plan pretty much is taking out this air defense. So where the CC radius is, this is a very tough pull. I figured I could take out this portion of the base on my pull, and that would just leave me bringing a hound this way. A couple defenses to take down here. What I don't realize is that this Tesla farm is up here. The blower's going to take my troops over there and then split my loon pack, which is going to cause me some problems taking down those air defenses. And I was supposed to use a rage, a haste, and a rage right there was my game plan. When things started falling apart, though, game plan kind of went out the window. And more mistakes followed, but it still worked out, and that's what I kind of wanted to show you guys. You know, if you don't focus so much on killing the queen and how things are going to work, and you just do these steps, I don't know if it's just pure luck every time, but things work out. And here's another one I want to show you. This exact troop combo I've been asked a lot. You got your witch, your baby drag, and your whiz, and people are having trouble taking this out. There is a way to take this CC combo out. So as you can see, I'm aggroing over all the skellies and the baby drag, and I want to get my queen shooting up here. You want to backdoor after the skellies separate. Get your king to kill off those whiz and that witch. You know, wait until the witch crosses the line. The skellies are going to focus in on your archers, and then let your king and all his buddies go to work. And there you go. So good way to kill that CC combo without just sitting there and dealing with skellies all the whole time. And here's kind of like where I said it goes wrong. So I didn't expect this giant Tesla farm to come up, right? I wanted to bring this hound and bring troops in. When it comes up, I just start throwing more loons down, mainly in a pure panic. And I think that's why I hit this spell wrong. So I just throw a rage down there because I get even more worried. And that doesn't really help me on that air defense. So there's like 2 loons helping out that air defense. Maybe even 1 loon. But the show must go on. So now I bring in my couple next hounds on the up air defense. Some more loons. And I just automatically throw the next rage in there. And then once I get to this point, I realize I have no rage left. So it's kind of a gambling game. That mortar distracted my loons up top because I kind of got lost with those mortars hiding into the defensive buildings. Just bad planning all around, guys. Make sure you look for those little spots. But there's still pups up everywhere. I have my queen, haven't used her ability. And at this point, I'm kind of looking around the map, realizing, all right, I think I've got it. Everything's going to basically finish on the queen anyways. That's how this attack is designed. You know, that's why I clean the base the way I clean it. And with everything finishing on the attack, it doesn't matter if it's the loons coming up, heroes coming around. Usually I like to say my king to tank, or pups or loons. Something is going to kill that queen. You know, I cleaned out this area, wrapped around the whole base just to finish on the queen again. They will take her out. Once you stop stressing so much about that kill and let the attack flow, it just works out. And that's what you see here. So there's a good way if you're having trouble killing that witch double baby drag or baby drag whiz combo. Make sure you get everything out, sneak your king into the backside to kill that witch and wizards, and just finish clearing out the base. If something pops up like that giant Tesla farm that you didn't really have planned, you know, work around it, but make sure you don't forget fatal flaws. Like I forget to send loons over there. You know, I forgot to separate my next loons up there. I just started panicking with spells. Not good ideas. It can still work out, but the more mistakes that you make and the more mistakes that kind of snowball up just leads to failures. Just the way it is. I mean, I fail. Sure, everyone that's watching this has failed once or twice. So just kind of start learning to get it cleaner, and you'll be fine. So I hope you guys like it. Press like and subscribe. Ask me any questions if you got them. Hopefully that gave you kind of an idea on some different layouts and methods. And I'll check you guys out next time.